and welcome to episode 37 of our Team Lotus F1 Manager series. And we start this one with some sad news, bad news, disappointing news for me anyway. It's being rumoured, and I would say it's a rumour at this stage of recording. Of course, when I release this episode, things may have become official, but it is being rumoured that the F1 Manager by Frontier is being scrapped, not making enough money. So yeah, we'll see. As I say, it seems to be all coming from one source at the moment that everyone's picking up on, so nothing official as yet. I of course hope that's not the case, because yes, F1 Manager 22 was kind of launched, not ready, very scruffy. F1 Manager 23 was disappointing, as in it was probably the game F1 Manager 22 should have been, not too much of an upgrade on 22. But with this year's F1 Manager 24, I think they've made a really good step forward, a lot more features in the game, and yeah, even the last update, you know, it's a significant update. They're really working hard on the game. So I thought with time, the F1 Manager series will progress and it will become more and more appealing and a much more in-depth game as they continue to add features. But ultimately, it comes down to people playing the game and, of course, buying the game. If they're not making money, then they're not in it for free, of course. So hopefully it's not going to come true, or it might be a case that they are not releasing one next year, but they'll continue to update the game, add features, maybe new liveries. I'll take that as worst case scenario. But yeah, if that's not going to be the case, then it might be the end of the F1 Manager series. But there is a very good community, mod community, so it may mean that we can continue playing the game in the future. But we just have to wait and see on that one. And yeah, as soon as we know more or have an official wording, we'll of course let you know. But we are continuing our Team Lotus series for the foreseeable future, and we're heading to Belgium. Spa, one of the best tracks, one of my favourite tracks anyway. A good old-fashioned racetrack. None of this street circuit shenanigans. A proper racetrack as we head to Spa in 11 days' time, and that will be the last race before the summer break. So we'll have a few weeks after that to, well, typically it's to maybe do some design work, but of course we are fully focusing on research as we are trying to build the best car we can for 2026. But as always, if you're coming back to the series, you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, please do give a like, smash a like on the video, really does help me out, and get involved down below in the comments. But let's crack on as we head to Spa. And how could we forget in our intro there, we didn't mention the British Grand Prix last time out in Silverstone. What a result, a 1-2 on home soil for us. And yeah, we played the strategy really well. Liam Lawson extended his stint, and in the end, it brought him a victory, his first victory in the sport, and of course, by default for Team Lotus as well. And yeah, fighting his teammate for the last couple of laps, and Liam Lawson getting into first place on that last lap. But it was a really good race, really enjoyable one. So if you haven't seen that one, do go back to the previous episode. I think it's one of the best ones we've had in the series. But yeah, Liam Lawson finished P1. Danny Ricciardo P2. We have had a regulation vote result. So this was to change the wind tunnel time to effectively make it an increase for those finishing higher up the grid. So as you can see, the difference here is for first, you'll get 56 on wind tunnel, 42 up to 92 for 10th. So that's reducing the 10th place and 6th for 10th, and increasing for first, so effectively decreasing the deficit between first and 10th. So why this is set up in real F1 is because it allows the guys at the back to have more time to increase the car to close the gap. So they're changing it on the game. We voted against it because we would like a closer pack. I think it's better for the support. So McLaren, Mercedes, Team Lotus voted against to keep it the same. All the rest have voted for, so the new regulations will be as is. So it's kind of good for us because we're probably going to finish at least 5th, so nothing's going to change for us. But yeah, for the best interest of the sport, we would like to have kept it the same, but it's not going to be the case. So it's going to be these changes for next year for wind tunnel and CFD. Another research spot has opened up, so let's crack on with that. We will do another chassis, I think, and we will use 1.2 of that and 15 of our wind tunnel time. And we will go for a bit of airflow middle, DRS delta, a little bit of drag reduction. One engineer, as always, $1 million. Balance still very good, 16 million, but we have probably got to pay for some engines, so we've got to keep that in mind. Right, we've got our mid-season board review and this season's objective. We're on target. 7th is the target position. We're currently 2nd. To be honest, that's already completed. We're not going to drop lower than 7th, probably no lower than 5th, so that's already done and dusted. Same with long term, so score points in 50% of the season's races. We've got until 2028 to do that. We've already done it. We've scored points in every race so far, so that one is already done. The board confidence is very high, and they've dropped a little bit of cash into the account, so that's very much appreciated. Here we go then, race weekend time. Spa is going to be a sprint race weekend, so we've only got one practice session, of course. We're going to go usual, 9th with Danny Rick and 10th for Liam Lawson. So let's get into that all-important first and only practice session in Spa. Here we go then, out on track. As we mentioned, we're only going to get this one practice session, so we've got to try nail these setups as best we can. So that is the plan. So our one and only practice session in Spa is completed. Track acclimatization only up to 28% for both. Car parts knowledge, of course, we've not ran any new car parts on this car for a while, so 100% for both. Setup satisfaction unknown. We went through 2 lots of setup. We're now on the final setup change, so hopefully that will get us in a very good window. But we won't uncover that now until, of course, we get into sprint qualifying. But at the moment, driver preparation for Liam Lawson is at 54%. 64% for Danny Ricciardo. That's because he has got 3 out of 5 feedback, I think, and Liam Lawson only 2 out of 5. We should be able to have a quick look at that before we head into quali, sprint quali.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, so as you can see, optimal on oversteer, great on cornering. 80% prior to this one, so hopefully this will get him up to over 90% setup. Danny Rick, I think, has got 3 out of 5, so he's optimal on 2. Great on braking stability, so he should be very close as well. So I think once we get through this sprint quali, their driver preps will be very good indeed. But let's head into sprint quali and see how we go. Here we go then, SQ1, and of course we only get to use the medium tyres, and we only have 1 compound of those tyres. So we're getting out nice and early. Hopefully no traffic as we look to set our first lap here in SQ1. And we'll go for a banker lap, so we'll fast forward this, and hopefully it will be enough. Okay, Lawson may have got some traffic. I think Ricciardo's time is good, but Lawson... Yeah, I think we're going to have to send out again. Here we go then, 2 minutes left of the session, just under, and I think Ricciardo's safe. We've had to send Lawson back out. Hopefully he's not going to have too much traffic here, although we are approaching K-Mag. Is he going to get out of the way here? He does. Does he? No, he doesn't. Oh, he's gone green in that first sector. But this could be problematic for Lawson. We're now approaching Norris, Hulkenberg, and Zhou as well. There's Norris. He gets out of the way nicely. I think Hulkenberg and Zhou are on laps themselves by the looks of it. What's this second sector? We don't go quicker. Zhou gets out of the way nicely. Lawson, 40 seconds of the session to go. Depends if any of these are going to improve, of course, as well, because 1 set of tyres, so they may be going slower. So Lawson's still safely through as it is. Is this lap time going to be quicker, though? Here we go across the line. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. So that middle sector really cost him traffic of K-Mag. So let's see if that's going to be enough. The checker flag has fallen. We're still waiting for a few drivers to finish their laps. Okay, 3 behind us to finish. We're hoping for 6 to finish behind us, and they do. So we're safely through to SQ2. And as we go to SQ2, we've now got these car setups locked in. So we did get to 90% with Ricciardo, 89 with Liam Lawson. So pretty good after 1 practice session there. So we're happy with that. But let's start sprint qualifying, the second session here in sprint qualifying. And again, we'll just do the same. We'll send them out nice and early. Let's get them both out. And we should have enough in the car to get to Q3, SQ3. But we'll wait and see. Is anyone going to come out of the pits? No, so we should get nice clean laps here in SQ2. Although
yeah, I made a small mistake.
Oh, I thought it was Hulkenberg's had a lockup, but it's also Lawson's had a lockup.
Right then, we can take a look now.
So Lawson's having a bit of a scruffy sprint qualifying, isn't he? That could have taken a lot of tyre life out as well.
But that's just the risk.
Was that on his out lap or 30.1? So they're very close through that first sector. Did that happen in the second sector? We're about to find out. We've got another yellow flag. Hulkenberg's now ran wide. He's had a lock up and ran wide here. Ricciardo going quickest, but he's the first ones out. .47, yeah, so it was that second sector. So let's call Lawson in. Ricciardo set his lap, but again, we're going to have to go again with Lawson. So we've got Lawson out here on his second flying lap in SQ2. Hasn't gone quicker through the first sector, but it was the second sector that he lost massive amount of time. So that should be green. Just look at traffic here. We have got Hulkenberg and someone else we're approaching here. And hopefully they both get out of the way. Oh, we've kind of split them in the middle. Not ideal, but hopefully we haven't lost too much time there. Ricciardo's looking safely through to SQ3, but Lawson is now in the drop zone. Does go green through this second sector, though. Where can we go? I'd say his tyres are quite worn. We can't see them, but I'd imagine they're probably in the 70% range now. 81%, so compared to these guys, not much tyre life. So this might be a struggle for Liam Lawson. We might be going out here in SQ2. Let us see, though. Final corner navigated to the line then. Where does Lawson go? He does improve. He's up to 5th. So is it going to be enough? Up to 5th, but will that be enough with others on laps? And we've got a few going quicker, so let us see them. Checkered flag. It looks like it's going to be okay here. Got 4 behind us already. Got checkered flag. I think we have done it. So no worries, no dramas in the end. Lawson and Ricciardo through to SQ3.
Tyres are in good shape.
Here we go. We're going for just one run here in the final qualifying session. Softs are now on. The only compound again that we can use, and only one compound. Ricciardo starts his lap with 19 seconds to spare. Lawson will have enough time to get to the line as well. So all looking good here. And I think everyone else has done their laps. We've got Sainz on a flying lap as well. So everyone ahead of us are not going out again. So if we get any purples here, we'll be very excited indeed. It will at least be green, of course, because this is the first run both drivers are doing in this final qualifying session, sprint qualifying session. Here we go, first sector, and it is a purple sector. It's a 29.9 for Ricciardo. It's a 30 flat, so it's about a 10th up for Ricciardo. So advantage to Danny Rick in that first sector. As I say, Sainz is the only other one who can set a lap, but Verstappen, who I did miss, is actually out, isn't he? Verstappen knocked out in SQ2 there by the looks of it. Sainz has finished his lap, goes 7th. What's the second sector times going to say here? As Ricciardo is going to show us his very shortly indeed. Here we go then. And it is a 41 flat, so not purple through there. 41.3, so Lawson's about 4 tenths back on Ricciardo. So advantage to Ricciardo around here, it looks like. Where are we going to sit here? Both Ferraris are out as well. So we missed a bit there actually in SQ2, potentially 1. So we'll go through the full classification shortly and see where they all ended up. But here we go. Ricciardo then, just this straight to navigate. Where's he going to finish here? He puts it on provisional pole. I don't think Lawson's going to do anything about it. But where does Lawson go? It's P6, 6 tenths behind, 6.5 tenths. So a massive margin to his teammate, Danny Rick. And the Honey Badger does it again on provisional pole. He is on pole for the sprint. It was provisional pole until Lawson crossed the line, but it is pole position for Danny Rick. So again, the two Mercedes very strong. So it's Daniel Ricciardo first, Bottas second, Russell 3rd, Norris 4th, Lewis Hamilton 5th, Liam Lawson 6th. Bit disappointed with that, 6.5 tenths off his teammate. So a lot of pace there to be found. Oscar Piastri 7th, Teo Portier in the Haas in 8th, Carlos Sainz 9th, and K-Mag 10th. Let's have a look what happened down here then. So Max Verstappen, yeah, just missed out. He's in P11. Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari in P12. Lewis Hamilton was actually in SQ3 there. And then we've got Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso again struggling in that Aston Martin. And then no other real surprises down there. So it's going to be Daniel Ricciardo on pole then for this sprint. So let's get into that one next. So strategy before we jump into the sprint, but it's pretty straightforward. It's soft for both drivers. I can't expect too many drivers doing much else. Someone might try the mediums and try and attack, but I think softs is going to be best round here. So let's jump in and start this sprint race. Here we go then. 4 lights, 5. As Danny Rick is on pole. They're held for quite a while, but we get underway. Can Ricciardo maintain that lead off the start? Looks like a pretty good start. Bottas will now try the slipstream. It's a very short run to turn 1, but of course you now get a massive slipstream down here. And we've got a crash somewhere. Piastri and Théo Pourchaire looks like off the start here. Here's Lee. Yeah, Liam Lawson is there. What's happened here? Oh, Teo. Oh, and he's hit Lawson and the Ferrari. So have we got damage?
Oh, we've had a crash.
No, we haven't. Let's have a look at that again.
Now, we're with Lewis Hamilton here.
Here's Lawson.
Not much room to move. And you can see how the cars come
Teo
together.
Pourchaire into Piastri. Piastri into Lawson and into Hamilton. But luckily, Lawson gets away with no damage there. But Ricciardo does lead the race. Théo Pourchaire is going to get a penalty. Piastri's got damage as well. Hamilton, it says, got damage, not showing though. And there we go. 10-second penalty for Théo Pourchaire. Here we go. We've come off the battery now, so this looks like it will open the door.
A little bit of lift off where you can.
Okay, cheers.
For George Russell.
Okay, increase and lift off, please.
As Hamilton has made his way past Lawson. Hamilton's past Lawson. We've got another yellow flag as Russell takes the opportunity to overtake and is now into P1. Another crash. What is going on? Charles Leclerc this time. Involved early on already. Oh, and Charles locks up and into the kick. Go through a rouge, and then we will open up the DRS and have an opportunity now to get back past George. We've used less tyre life than both of these so far. And here we go. DRS is open. Bottas has got DRS as well. He's bogged down behind his teammate, so lovely jubbly. It's going to be easy work for Ricciardo. Bottas going to follow us through, and Norris still staying in contention there.
Alrighty.
Lawson has dropped off the back of Lewis Hamilton, so Lawson does appear to be struggling for pace.
Currently P1.
See what happened.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Now, this was
Bottas
Valtteri Bottas.
right behind us up the gearbox, and yeah, nice move. We weren't expecting him to get through there. We are on always defend, but Danny Rick left it open, and Bottas is into the lead of the race. George Russell getting very close to us there, trying to make the move on us. Force him out wide. He's got the DRS open, so is Ricciardo. Again, we're just trying to save a bit of tyre life. Are we going to get the move done here? We ideally don't want to be ahead of Bottas there, but this could leave us very, very vulnerable now to these Mercedes. Tyre life is good. We've got 2 to 3% on them, but we're going to be in big trouble here.
P1.
Lawson has got past Hamilton as well.
Norris ahead.
We'll have a quick look at that overtake. But I think Lewis will have the DRS again as well, so Lawson may not hold on to that, but we'll wait and see. We see him in the background, but Danny Rick does hold on to this one, but I think Hamilton is going to be back past Lawson. Got 2 Red Bulls in the background as well. So Lawson back down to 6th. And Bottas having a look on the inside here, but can't make it work. Well, and Lawson has got back past Hamilton, so we're watching Ricciardo, but Lawson, lovely work through there. Back on the inside of Hamilton, and Lawson back to P5. Can he push up to Norris? It's 4.5 seconds there. We've tried to pull away Lawson from Hamilton. We haven't quite been able to make it. Still 7 tenths as we're fighting hard with Bottas. But again, I think we've given Bottas the DRS there.
You're doing a good job.
And Norris, sorry, he's down at 78% though, to be fair. Russell has been conserving a bit of tyre life in this battle. He's just been using the DRS. And here he comes, George. Is he going to try and make the move? He is. It's all getting a bit twitchy, so Hamilton gets back past us.
At 4 seconds.
So Lawson struggling a little bit to break away from Lewis. You see Hamilton and Lawson in the background now, so they're getting close to this battle. There they are. Certainly visibly closed.
Manage your tires.
Okay.
Again, just conserving a bit of tyre life for Danny Rick, because that's what George had been doing, because we were ahead of George on tyre life, but he's got it square now, so let's try and get a bit of an advantage on him whilst he's the lead car. We fall back a bit because of it, but absolutely fine. Should start to gain now on George.
Yep, understood.
And Ricciardo thinks about a move, but not there. And we'll carry on for yet another lap. So Lawson behind. Hamilton's now just 1.4 from Norris's DRS, and there we have it. So it's getting very close. Right, we are back into George's DRS then, so this is where we want to be. Tyres is 1% better. We're not making the move there. Good, we don't want to do that. I want to just stay there for now.
On the tires where you can. It's slightly coming up.
And Lawson, we're just trying to push up to Lando Norris here. We're in 1.2. We may well be in, not got DRS, but we may well get it after that straight, because we're going to get a good toe on Lando there. As Danny Rick pulls to the inside very early here. And he is going to make the move on George Russell, but George doesn't want to give it up. George just about holds on for now. Ricciardo, does he want to have another go into here? No, he doesn't. 5 to go then. It's Russell leading, Ricciardo second, Bottas third, but very much in this. Lawson is past Norris.
Keep the head.
Let's see what happened there. Now we're watching the action closely here.
Don't think we had DRS on him, but we must have had significant speed advantage. So Lawson suddenly into P4 again. As Ricciardo on the inside, but George might get better traction again because we're conserve on the tyres, which is fine because we're not bothered about having the lead of the race at the moment. Danny Rick is wanting the lead of the race by the looks of it. That's fine. So Ricciardo takes the lead. 3 to go. Here we go then. Is George or Bottas or both going to try and make a move on Ricciardo here? Lawson has got 2 seconds on Hamilton and Norris now, so he's looking pretty comfortable in 4th. Here comes George Russell, but no, it's not going to happen. So we kind of just need a push here. We need to push. Because we're going to be heading on to the last lap. And both Mercs are going to have DRS, so we need to break the DRS. We've got 7 temps to George Russell. 8 temps. Bottas looks like he's getting a bit frustrated. Looks like he's got a bit more pace than his teammate. We haven't really got the fuel to play with. Don't think we're going to break the DRS, though. Yeah, it's 8 temps. We obviously need a second. George is sticking with it. It's nearly a second. This could be vital. It is a second now, but of course they'll get a slipstream down here. So that may well now diminish. It's coming down. It's under a second. So again, the slipstream working for the Mercedes, so they will get DRS on us here. Bottas has made the move on Russell. No, he hasn't. They're still fighting, the 2 Mercedes. Bottas is forced out wide. Russell loses a DRS, I think, because they're fighting. This could be crucial. Did he get it? I think the detection zone is there, so I think he will get it. But we've got a good margin. We need to dump all of this battery here. It's 1.2. We used the battery well coming off that corner. Looks like it's going to be enough here. George didn't have DRS, in fact, so he's under pressure from Bottas, and he's got no DRS to attack Ricciardo. Ricciardo swings in, and it's looking pretty good for him now. The Mercedes having a little battle on the final corner on the previous lap has really cost them there. Bottas is through on Russell.
picked up some vibration for the last lap.
Well, it looks like Danny Rick from pole is going to bring it home in first. He's got to keep it clean across these next few corners.
Fuel limited. They're not fuel limited.
But Bottas 1.2 back. He needs to be a lot closer coming into the final chicane. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Liam Lawson has got 2.7 seconds on Hamilton, so he is safe in P4. And here we go then, Ricciardo. On this final straight, it's 1.4 to Valtteri Bottas. We keep fighting these Mercedes, but the last two races, we are certainly coming out on top. George has fell away. Ricciardo then through this final chicane. And for Team Lotus, Danny Rick is going to win the sprint race in Spa. It's first place for the Honey Badger, second for Bottas, third for George Russell.
Thank you, mate. Amazing race.
And here comes Liam Lawson then. Did enough in the end to be best of the rest. Couldn't, because he started a little bit lower down. That instant at the start, couldn't get involved with his top three. But he finishes in fourth comfortably. So it's a P1 for Ricciardo and P4 for Lawson. Very good points again for us in this sprint race in Spa. There we go then. Confirmation. Danny Rick from pole wins the sprint race in Spa. It's Valtteri Bottas second. George Russell third. Liam Lawson up 2 from P6, sorry, to finish fourth. Lewis Hamilton fifth. Lando down 2, finishes sixth. Max up 4 to finish seventh. Carlos Sainz up 1 to 8th. And a good race from Fernando Alonso to 9th. But of course, only the top 8 getting points. K-Mag rounds out the top 10. And poor Oscar Piastri and Teo Pourchaire. Teo making that mistake, and they finish last with Oscar 21st and Teo Pourchaire 22nd. Right, next it's qualifying and then into the full race. So let's jump into qualifying next. Okay, both drivers out then. Bang collapse as always. Confidence riding high after a victory for Ricciardo in that sprint race and a P4 for Lawson. Hopefully some nice clean laps here on the first runs, although Norris is coming out. Only bit of traffic we need to navigate. Hopefully it doesn't cost us too much. And there's 3 temps between them, so hopefully that will be enough.
Eyes on dash.
Okay, a minute to go here in Q1. We're not going out again. It's a bit all over the place this session, but hopefully it's going to be enough as checkered flag has fallen, and I think we are going to be safe. We are. Any surprises down here? Norris needs to set a lap. Did he then get through Lando? No, he didn't. Lando Norris again. He had the same thing in Silverstone, although he crashed and then couldn't set a lap. But he's qualified 21st again, so very poor from Lando Norris. And again, Aston Martin K-Mag down in 20th. As we're safely through then to Q2. Let's crack on with that next. Okay, we're going out on our Q1 tyre, so a scrub set. And it may well be enough. If not, we'll go out on a fresh set. If not...
We're watching the Ferrari.
Lewis Hamilton's had a lock up here. Not good for the Ferrari man into turn 1. If this was his flying lap, that's absolutely wrecked that. So we've set our times and... yeah, I think a lot are using a scrub set. But I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it and stay in here. Yeah, we're going to risk it and stay in the garage. And hopefully we've done enough to make it through to Q3 here. We'll soon find out. Checkered flag. It's only the top 3 that have finished. Ricciardo drops. And he's dropping. Lawson's through. Ricciardo is through. We're both through to Q3 then. So any more surprises here? Yes, Max Verstappen qualifies in 13th. So Max is also out, joining the McLaren of Lando Norris. So Yuki Tsunoda, it's been a while since we've seen him that high. The RB man is into Q3. And yeah, no real other surprises there. Okay, Lawson is underway then. The final flying laps of Q3 for Lawson and Ricciardo. Where can we go here? We might get a very nice tow of Oscar Piastri, I believe it is here. It is, but are we too close? Will he impact our time? Let's wait and see, but he's going to get a nice tow. The Mercedes gets out of the way nicely there. Have we got any more traffic? No, I think we're going to be very good for traffic. It's just whether Oscar Piastri is going to hold us up. We're very close to him. We go purple through that first sector with Lawson. I think he really benefited from that tow. Hopefully the Mercedes got out of the way of Ricciardo. But I think now we're going to start losing time. 29.5, 29.9. 4 temps for Lawson, I think. Really benefiting from a tow there. But now, as I say, losing probably time all the way through this. Hamilton has finished. Charles Leclerc has finished. So already ahead of the two Ferraris and Sainz. Middle sector will be an interesting one, but we're basically just going to be doing the same middle sector as Oscar because we can't really go much quicker now. As we'll see shortly. Though it's not showed up, has it? Oh, it has. It's just not giving us a colour code. 41 flat. 41 flat for Ricciardo. As Lawson trying to make a move. I don't think that's ideal on a qualifying lap.
Yeah, we saw that.
And we're just losing time there, Lawson, so that's not ideal. Where does he go, though? P2. What has Ricciardo done? Ricciardo across the line. P4. So not enough to beat Bottas. Is everyone finished here in lap? Russell's on a flyer. He's already on pole. He doesn't go any quicker. And I think Alonso is on an in lap. So that is going to be it. So it's Russell, then Lawson, then Bottas, then Ricciardo. So Mercedes, Lotus, Mercedes, Lotus. So we start P2 with Lawson and P4 with Danny Rick. Full confirmation then. George Russell on pole for the full race in Spa. It's going to be Liam Lawson in second, Valtteri Bottas third, Daniel Ricciardo fourth, Oscar Piastri fifth, Charles Leclerc sixth, Carlos Sainz seventh, Fernando Alonso eighth, and Yuki Tsunoda does beat Hamilton for P9, Hamilton 10th for Ferrari. And then as we saw, Lando Norris in 21st and Max Verstappen in 13th. Right, let's set some strategy and then we'll get into this race. Okay, so the default strategy was actually a one-stop for Ricciardo, soft to medium. I've had to play about, and actually this medium to soft, all on attack, works out a lot quicker, as we can see on the right-hand side here. It's much quicker than all of these, and I did some other variations. That looks to be the quickest one. However, it depends on traffic and things like that. We kind of need clear air for that strategy to work, but we are going to go with that for both drivers. So it's a two-stop, medium, then finish on the softs, but we may go to a one-stop if we get bogged down in traffic. So we'll see how we go. But with that said, we are ready to start this full race in Spa. Lawson P2, Ricciardo P4. So it's a Mercedes, Team Lotus, Mercedes Team Lotus. It's Russell on pole, Lawson P2, Bottas P3, Ricciardo P4, and we stay as that after the first corner. But we're going to get a nice toe down here.
Stick on your line. We need to protect.
Russell gaining on Lawson here. Oh, he's overtaken off track there. Where's the race director? Come on, we can't be having that.
Full concentration, anything can happen still.
It's Bottas, sorry, not George. George is leading the race. My mistake.
Now, this was Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri? Surely this is an overtake.
The gap opens up for them.
Off the track here. Can't be doing that, Valtteri. Can't be doing that. Oh my goodness.
We have to protect those tires.
Understood.
Mercedes completely off the track of George Russell there. And now Lawson's got the opportunity because he's lost pace by going out on the gravel there. All going on here. Russell, can he maintain a position? Piastri looking handy as well. Right, Lawson gets past Russell.
DRS is active.
DRS is active.
Currently P2.
So we should get DRS here of Bottas.
1 second. So car behind is Russell. 0.6.
And he looks there, but this is the next DRS zone that's more prominent. And Piastri looking very handy on Ricciardo here. Rafaelix finally able to watch a live. Congratulations on the content. Keep up. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. Much appreciated. Right, so I feel like Russell is certainly going to be moving past Lawson here.
Yep. This is
And
my
Piastri's past Ricciardo. What tyres is Piastri on? Piastri on the softs as well. So probably do expect the soft runners to, of course, be quicker this phase. And Russell makes the move. Corey, thanks for the follow.
We'll get back. Car behind Piastri.
Lawson not taking that line down on Russell, and he's back past him.
It's a good stint so far.
And
Currently
Russell
P2.
though. Russell, this is a bit of a ding dong round here. Is Russell gonna? No, I don't think he's quite gonna make that
3.1.
stick. But Bottas will be enjoying this battle because he's running away at the moment. 3 seconds up the road. And Piastri behind him. What is Fernando's tyres? He's on softs as well. So all the soft runners looking pretty quick at the moment. As I say, the tyre deck, there's not too much in it. You consider it's only 2% between the softs runners and Lawson. Where's Russell going to make this move then? Piastri thinking about it as well. He might lose 2 positions here. And we are, for now, we do, yeah. Oscar passed us as well. So these soft runners, pretty pacey at the moment. Of course, we will be on the softs at the end. And we are on a 2-stopper. And it will be interesting to see if any of these are on a 1-stopper. Because that was what the... that's the strategy that was given to us, a 1-stopper. As Lawson making his way back to P2. But Bottas is certainly checked out, isn't he? 4 seconds up the road.
That was very good. Has DRS.
Yeah, copy.
Ricciardo on Oscar Piastri. Got to try and hang in there to get this inside. And we do. So Ricciardo back up to P4. Teo Portier has a lock-up.
Now with the Haas. All good at this point. And there's the lock-up. But
That's a big almighty lock-up from Teo. Ricciardo setting the fastest lap of the race, though. And he's now on to Russell. And we've broken 1.7 to Piastri. So the top 4 is trying to pull away. Who won the first season of Construction Drivers? It was Ferrari winning the Constructors. Max Verstappen won the Drivers' Championship. As Russell is past Lawson there.
Out the tyres.
But Max is already 100 points off this year's World Championship leader, Valtteri
It was
Bottas.
George Russell involved.
So George, I think this was even before the DRS
The opportunity's
opened.
there.
Yeah, he must have deployed a lot of battery. And before Rouge and, yeah, before the DRS opened. So George might be able to pull away with that. Although we are now in Bottas's DRS. Yeah, see, we have now used more tyre life from Lawson than the soft runners. So I wonder if these soft runners are going to 1-stop, you know. Predictions for this season's In Real Life Championship. I think McLaren Constructors. Max Drivers Championship. Is this Russell now challenging Bottas? He is. Lawson very much on the tail of these two as well. So it's as we've seen, if you've been watching this series across the last couple of races, Mercedes versus Team Lotus yet again. Because it's now 3 seconds to Piastri. So certainly us and Mercedes are the 2 teams to watch at the moment. Say Mercedes just edge it, I think, in terms of performance, but we can get the strategy right. And this is now where it might be worth doing a little bit of a different strategy, like we did in Silverstone with Lawson, where we extended, and in the end it got him the victory and Danny Rick P2, but we could switch one of the drivers on to perhaps a 1-stop. As I say, lap 17 for Ricciardo, lap 15 for Lawson. Now, what's the pit loss here? 17 seconds, because you cut that slow first corner. So 17 seconds. Effectively, at the moment, we would, if we're not pitting yet, but if we did pit now, we'd find ourselves out in 13th behind Yuki Tsunoda. As Russell making a move for the lead then, and Lawson just tucks in behind Bottas. Ricciardo still 1.8 back. I think he's just struggling because these are getting the benefit of DRS, of course. So we might just need Ricciardo to use a bit of his battery.
On click overtake this.
Looks like a couple of back markers. Nico Hulkenberg
Not a lot of wiggle room here.
With a
And
kick
not just
salver.
one car involved in that, as you can see.
Is that going to be a classic from Stroll? No, it looks like it's Gasly. So here we go again. I'm just monitoring this 17 seconds. Yeah, so at the moment we'd come out just behind Hamilton, so that's not really ideal. Because it's not like these cars here are very slow. Are we going to make a move here? Lawson, he might be on the inside of Russell here. No, I have another look, but not quite. EA7A, thanks for the follow. Thoughts on F1 Manager ending? Yeah, has a not fully well, it's not officially confirmed yet, so we'll just wait and see on that.
Come on, mate.
But yeah, I'd be a little bit gutted if it was, because I think the problem was F1 Manager 22 really launched in a horrible state. In truth, it shouldn't have launched. F1 Manager 23 wasn't a significant upgrade. It probably was the game that F1 Manager 22 should have been. But this one, I think, has been a good step forward, personally. And, you know, even last week, or was it this week, they put in quite a significant update, so... But at the end of the day, people need to play the game, need to buy the game. And if they're not making money out of it, then, yeah, it is what it is. Right, are these Mercedes suddenly starting to push on their tyres? Because we've just lost the DRS. We are pushing on everything with Lawson, but we're struggling to stay with them. Vegemite, the reason Bottas is doing so well, a Finnish man by birth, but Aussie by nature now. Indeed, indeed, Uvid. He's an adopted
Only
Aussie.
Just on DRS this time.
Copy.
I'm just going to ask them to swap for a second.
Thoughts on tyres?
Struggling a little bit with the fronts.
Yeah, these Mercedes are starting to push it a little bit. Right, so yeah, we're back into the DRS now of these Mercedes.
Update on tires.
And we've got Lawson coming in for the first stop. Luke, thanks for the follow.
Yeah.
Right, come on then. Need the pit crew now to
Box.
have a nice little stop here. Not any mistakes. .7, not the best, but it's not a major mistake in there.
Will we close at this exit?
So this is now going to see where we're coming out. We want to be ahead of Ocon, definitely, which we are. But where are we? Ooh, we're behind these Ferraris, and they're fighting, so that's not ideal, really.
P9 at the moment. The car ahead is Hamilton.
We're going to have to make light work of these.
The car behind is now Ocon.
Although we're looking pretty pacey.
Gap 8 seconds.
Come on, Lawson, send one down the inside, Liam. He can't. Oh, but he can outbrake. Better grip than Hamilton, because we're on the fresh medium, so that's one Ferrari taken care of, and the next one should be easier now. Can we do it before the DRS? Or are we going to be stuck behind Charles for most of this lap now? But here comes Danny Rick. His first stop of the race then. Lawson all over Charles. There's a 2.6 second stop for Ricciardo.
Focus on reaction time.
Lawson will get DRS here.
Before pit exit.
I think Ricciardo's going to be ahead of Lawson. Did have a few seconds on him before he came in, and Lawson's cleared Leclerc there.
Currently P6.
But Charles will now get the benefit of the DRS, of course, so whether we can hold on to this, we'll see. Lawson must hold on to this position. So Ricciardo's bogged down behind Alonso there.
Leclerc will have DRS.
We've got him on high aggression for overtake, but he's very much stuck behind Fernando. Zhou with the fastest lap. Now in that Haas. Have you heard Andretti have been approved as 11th in the pit lane? Now that is good for F1. Yes, I have heard the rumours that that's likely to go ahead, isn't it? But I believe it's going to be... Is it going to be Cadillac as Cadillac? Not going to be with General Motors, and the team's likely to be Cadillac now, I heard, rather than Andretti. Right, Lawson all over the battle for 5th place now. He's caught up to Ricciardo.
We're happy with tyres.
Right, Ricciardo's got to get past Fernando here. Well, Lawson's on not... Don't... Why does he let him go? We've turned that off.
Copy.
Lawson, what are you playing at? Don't know what that was all about. Lawson got past him. We turned it off, but he still, yeah, just put the brakes on, let Ricciardo go now. He's lost out big time. He's going to be under pressure now from Charles. Right, Ricciardo has got to get past Fernando. He's near enough past him, going through Rouge. Oh, lovely from Danny Rick. Should get the DRS as well to pull away. So that will be job done. Is Lawson going to be too far back on Alonso? Can't let that Ferrari past him.
Okay, good job.
Oh, he is. That's bad news for Liam. Elevator, thanks for the follow. Football Eddie, yo, how's it going, buddy? Right, Lawson, that's a big problem for him now, because if he would have stayed ahead of Charles there, he could have got Alonso, and now he's getting really bogged down. Because Alonso's going so slow, and Lawson is past him. So now he's got to do it all over again and get back past Charles. And Ricciardo's soon going to be on to Sainz. So is it going to be a one-stop from Mercedes again? I think it is, you know. I think all of those soft runners are one-stopping. So we've got to get into the lead now. A net lead once the Mercedes pit, and Oscar and Sainz, of course. And we've got to pull a big enough gap here. Lawson again has found himself 4 seconds down the road. Right, Ricciardo on Sainz here.
Your last lap was purple.
Danny Rick takes the fastest lap again, and he's going to send it down the inside of Carlos Sainz. Job done. And Lawson as well. Carbon copy there of Ricciardo's move.
Good job.
Keeper of the goal,
Okay,
thanks for the follow on Twitch. Much appreciated, buddy.
On next car will be Piastri.
Right, is Sainz going to try and fight Ricciardo back here? Obviously, he'll get the DRS. Again, it's important if we can try and keep this.
Don't stress. Alonso behind.
Charles already back past Lawson. He's becoming a bit of a thorn on our side, is Charles. He is on the mediums, of course, as Bottas is in the pits.
Sainz in the pits.
I don't really want to get past Charles here.
Easy on the tyres. Copy.
That's good for us. I didn't want to make the move here. I want it here so we get this DRS.
We do not require any fuel left off.
Yeah, copy that.
Bottas was out in front of Lawson and right on Ricciardo, so not worked too well for us here, I don't feel. But here comes Lawson, finally on Charles. And that should hopefully finally be job done. Alright, so Bottas has stopped. And yeah, he is ahead of us, so we really wanted a lead on him because we're 2 stopping here, so... Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to work out for us here, you know. Is George going to jump into the pits at the end of this lap? He is indeed. Now, will George clear Bottas, Ricciardo and Lawson, or will he be out behind them or in amongst them? Let's wait and see. It's a clean stop. He's definitely going to be behind Bottas and Ricciardo. I think he's going to be ahead of Lawson, though. But Lawson will have a lot better speed down here and tyres that are up to temperature. So I think he might be making his way back past Russell. DRS open. Come on, Liam, make the move. Russell's probably going to come back at us very quickly, but Lawson is going to take P3 for now. And Russell is on the medium, so they started on the softs, so they don't have to stop again.
You're looking good at the moment.
Whether these Mercedes are
You're on P3.
one-stopping or two-stopping.
Gap 4.2.
Are we going to try and make a move for the lead of this race then?
Ahead of you is Bottas, by the way.
As George Russell's made his way back past Lawson. Here we go. I think we're a bit too far back on this. Yeah, a bit too far back. Russell got Lawson, but I think Lawson's going to try and come back to him. Yeah, George using his battery there for sure. Right, Ricciardo again, nearly or just out of that DRS.
Click overtake available.
Yeah, Lawson kind of in no man's land. I don't know what Lawson can really do in this race now.
Ahead of you is Bottas, by the way.
I'm pretty sure these Mercs are staying out and they're going to one-stop. So it's about how quick we're going to be on this soft tyre and whether we can close down 17 seconds in 11 laps. And we can't have any pit mistakes here. Come on. Need a good one from the pit crew. 2.7 seems to be where we're at today. 2.7. They're not the quickest, but that's not a mistake. It's just our team are not very quick down there in the pits today. But we'll take that. And as we said, Ricciardo should have a good 3-4 seconds on Piastri. Looks like it's going to be even more than that. And Ricciardo can attack on those till the end now. So we'll monitor what his lap times are. He is 17 seconds off the lead. Need the boys and girls down at Team Lotus to have a nice stop here. And there goes Danny Rick. So Lawson is not really in contention for the win because he's too far back even on his teammate today. 2.3, that's a little bit better. Gains 4 tenths. Owen Applegate, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated.
Pit out.
And there we go. We said a couple of seconds, 2-3 seconds behind Piastri, and that looks like it's going to be the case. There is Oscar. Oscar on 68%, worn medium, so that should be pretty easy work for
P5.
Lawson once we get there. So DRS open for Lawson. I think too far back though. How's the pace been this race? Because I joined like 3 laps ago. Pace is good. We're on a different strategy to the Mercedes though. They are one-stopping. We are two-stopping. Liam Lawson, much better rubber. Russia rubber. And he is through. Let's just try and get him out of Piastri's DRS because we don't want to be battling for him for too long. Let's look at these last laps. Bottas very slow there, wasn't he? A 1:45.1. Ricciardo nearly 2 seconds quicker, but only 2 tenths on Russell.
Can
so
or reduce lift off where possible.
Copy.
the gap is now 12 seconds, 12 to 13 seconds for the lead. So it has come down. It was 17 seconds. Yeah, Magnussen and Stroll. Never a dull moment with Lance Stroll on the grid. Not ideal.
Joke.
And Lance Stroll, just talking about him being on the F1 grid there. Sven Scott, thanks for the follow. Right, what's the last laps here? Yeah, they lost a lot of time. It's another yellow flag. It's all kicking off. We don't want a safety car here because that will ruin us. Show
Right
locks
then,
up.
You can take a look now. Right, so this was the 4th corner.
They're the Mercedes who just cleared
The car
that.
fails to respond. Just unable to control the car.
Did
by
we
that
get
point.
past Show? No, he's now pulling onto the track. So no doubt Show is right ahead of us, and he is. So we've got Joe, Drogovic, and Van Dorn to clear. Then there shouldn't be any traffic because the next one's a Stroll and Magnussen that just collided. Joe's out of the way.
And we keep an eye on the tire temperature of your race.
The Mercedes are fighting up front.
Okay, understood.
Bottas for the lead. He takes the lead. Bottas back in the lead, but we are within DRS. Sainz's mechanical fault. His terminal. He's boxing. He's out. Sainz has to retire with a lap to go. But Danny Rick is in the hunt for another win here. Looks at the inside on George. Can't get it done. George really could do his teammate a favour. Because it's 1.2 now to Bottas, 1.3. And George could be securing a victory for Valtteri here because Ricciardo can't find a way round. And the Aston Martin's out of the way. We're losing 2 seconds there.
So we just have to get head down.
I think Bottas is going to get the win because George is doing a great job for his teammate. He's doing a Perez 2021 job. We can't make the move. We need to make the move. And this Aston is going to give George DRS as well. What a nightmare.
One more lap.
Understood.
Come on, Danny Rick. Send it. Send it, Danny. Yes. Force George out there. We don't worry about that. Here we go. I think we're way too far back on Valtteri now, though. I think he's going to survive.
Alrighty. Nice.
Although we should get DRS off this Aston. And he's got out of the way. It's 1.2.
Ahead of you is Bottas, by the way.
Oh, we're gaining. We're so close. It's 3 temps. Sorry, chat. I'll get back to you. I'm just seeing out this final lap. Can Danny Rick make a move anywhere here?
Head back down. We stay in the rhythm.
What is this Sauber going to do? Danny Rick, is he going for it here? For the lead. Danny Ricciardo. Oh, Bottas doesn't give it up, though. Bottas defends it well. And what is this kick Sauber going to do? He's still playing a part, and we're going to run out of fuel if we don't conserve.
And keep going with the lift off. You're doing very good job. Keep going with the lift off.
Okay.
We need to get back some fuel, Danny. We might run out of fuel here, chat. It's not looking good. We're going to run out of fuel. I think we're going to run out of fuel. No, we should be good. No. Has he run out of fuel? He's run out of fuel. He's run out of fuel. He's not going to get there. He's not going to get there. No! Oh, Daniel Ricciardo!
A brilliant win there for Valtteri
Oh,
Bottas.
no.
Behind is Piastri.
Oh, we got too excited and we missed the fuel gauge. And Rick has parked it a few meters from the finishing line. And Lawson takes the podium. Oh, dear. Heartbreak for Danny Rick. Is he just going to still be there or has he disappeared? No, he's still there. As everyone passes Danny Rick. And they gain a position each time. Oh. We were getting too excited trying to battle for the win. And that has cost us. What a schoolboy error in the end there. Oh dear. Well, it's still exciting. That's the main thing. We're trying to put on a show. But Liam Lawson somehow gains a podium from it all.
So hard to earn their place up there.
But there we go. We've brought a dramatic end to the race. What happened to Ricciardo? He ran out of fuel, Lando.
Trophy too.
He's running on fumes. As Bottas looks over his shoulders, thinking, how is Liam Lawson there? And Russell next to me, what's going on? But there we have it. This is going to be depressing to look at for Daniel Ricciardo. But Valtteri Bottas wins it. George Russell second, Liam Lawson third, so he does gain a podium. Oscar Piastri fourth. Good race from Max, up 8 places to 5th. Charles 6th. Lewis Hamilton 7th. And then we have Fernando Alonso 8th. Lando Norris up 12 places. He did get into the points in the end to finish 9th. And Sergio Perez gets a point for Williams. So I think because of Ricciardo's and Sainz's retirements, Sergio nabs a point for Williams. And there we go. Danny Rick. Oh, just on the fumes at the end. We were getting too excited trying to push for the win against this man, Bottas, who wins his 7th race. 7 out of 13 for Bottas. And yeah, he leads the way. Daniel Ricciardo does get points. We did win the sprint race for Daniel Rick, so still something to take away from the weekend for Daniel Ricciardo. Oscar Piastri 3rd, George Russell 4th, Max Verstappen 5th, Lando Norris 6th, so no change in the top 6. But as I say, Bottas, 90-point margin. And yeah, we're into the second half of the season. So it very much looks like it's going to be a Valtteri Bottas championship this year. Liam Lawson jumps up 2 to 7th now with that 3rd place and the points he got in the sprint race. Charles Leclerc down 1 to 8th. Lewis Hamilton 9th. Carlos Sainz just 1 point all weekend. He retired from the full race. The rest of the point scorers, Fernando Alonso 11th, K-Mag 12th, and then Williams have got a point each, with Sergio getting a point in this one. Constructors, a very good weekend for Mercedes. It's looking like a Valtteri Bottas Championship and a Mercedes Constructors Championship for 2025. Team Lotus, we still gain on our competitors. I'm still expecting us to drop down, but we remain in 2nd as it is. McLaren a 3rd, Ferrari 4th, Red Bull 5th. So it's still pretty tight, I would say. I think it's going to be tight between 2nd and 5th once we get to the final closing stages of the season. Aston Martin 6th, Williams 7th, and we've still got 4 teams yet to score in RB, Haas, Kick-Sauber, and Alpine. Don't think our pit stops were too good, although we did get 2.3, so we did get 6 points with Liam Lawson, and we are 10th. So we're not at the bottom on the pit stops, but as we know, we've still got work to do there. So there we go. It should have been points for Danny Rick. It should have been at least 2nd, maybe even 1st if we managed that fuel a little bit better, but I think at least 2nd, and yeah, we got carried away, I think. We took the eye off the ball. And only just, though, to be fair, only just ran out of fuel. I thought I noticed that about 5-6 seconds earlier. I think we have been all right. But still, that one's on us. So Danny Rick gets no points in the full race. Still won the sprint, of course, so at least something to take away. And Liam Lawson is the beneficiary. He takes a podium. So it isn't awful for the team, but that is a big loss of points. But who knows? Is it going to cost us in the long run? Are we actually in the fight for a championship? Are we in the fight to remain 2nd? And will that pay? Or will we indeed pay the price for that mistake? There is only one way to find out, and that's keep yourselves involved in this series. So if you're not already, please do subscribe, like the video, get involved down below in the comments. All of that good stuff really helps me out, and we'll be back soon with the next episode in this Team Lotus F1 Manager series.